We started off in the gutter to limos, airplanes, and hotel suites. I was younger, like 3 or 4 people used to ask me what I wanted to be when I grew up, and I always said I wanted to be a producer in California. My pops played the organ, piano, and he was a singer, and he was a pastor of a church. So I always messed with the organ, the piano, and the drums. My pops always had sequencers, drum machines, stuff like that around the house, and eventually I hustled up my own drum machine, and that's where it started. Shotgun stayed across the street from me. I grew up with him in the hood, and he would come down to my crib. I had a little white drum machine back then. We would make beats and come up with stuff, and then we initially took it to the studio, and Flex is his cousin. He was doing his thing, so me and Shotgun went to the studio. We dropped one song together. It was hot. Then the next time we went back to the studio, we came back in with Flex, Shotgun, and Daylo. And that's where it started from, because the first song we all did together was Slamming. You know, so from there we knew we had something, and we just rocked with it.
I'm on a level of a gangster, so motherfuckers behave. You wanna be brave, quick, you be sleep 6 feet deep, dead in your grave. I'm leaving no evidence for cops, cause I'm a criminal, tending funerals, leaving bodies bumped in the head by bump.
Top Authority name, we was just walking to the studio, and we had been trying to come up with names for like 2 weeks, because we had been through all kind of names, but we was trying to get one that was gonna stick. And Shotgun said Top Authority. And me and Flex kind of looked at each other like, okay, we'll rock with that. Top Authority. TA, Top Authority all day, baby. I could tell you some early tough times before we even got a CD out. We was recording our music over Stevie Pitt's house. He had a little studio in his basement, and we about 10, 11, 12 songs in deep. So we get over there, we walking over there one day, knock on the door, Stevie Pitts come to the door. And it was kind of funny how he came to the door, because he came to the door with like, I want to say some spaghetti and fish, eating good. But he kind of had this look like, you know, something was going on. So he came to the door, he wouldn't even let us in the door, but he had told us that he couldn't record no more. Well, he couldn't record us no more because he had just signed an exclusive deal to work on the Dayton family music. You know, and it was all love, but it kind of killed what we was doing, you know what I'm saying? But we understood it, you know, it was all love with us and the Dayton family and Stevie Pitts. We just knew it was a business move he had to make. So we had to step our game up, ante up some more money, and go to Bernard Terry Studio. That's like the main studio here in Flint, where MC Breed, Ready for the World, Dayton Family, Top Authority, where we all recorded our stuff at. You know, they had 16 track and 24 track. 16 track was the cheapest, so we rolled with 16 track when we was out on the road, you know what I'm saying? It's easy when you at the crib and everybody know you, but when you miles away and don't nobody know you and they don't give a fuck about knowing you, and you ain't really getting paid, you ain't no money coming in, you just promoting, those tough times. I mean, there have been times where we had to sleep in hotels with roaches in them with our coats on. Couldn't take our coats off because there's so many roaches in the hotel. Yeah, we used to have some crazy times though. It kind of taught us, you know what I'm saying? You know, you got to grind this out. It ain't going to happen like that. So we just had to step our game up and keep working. Columbus, Ohio, that was, I want to say, like our first place that really endorsed us outside of Flint. You know what I'm saying? They was with us. When we hit that billboard, that, you know, that did it.
I had to pop shotgun. I had to pop him. My nigga Black, I had to pop him. I had to pop him. Day low, I had to pop him. I had to pop him. Top of door, I had to pop him.
He knew that the work that we was doing was working, you know what I'm saying? And it kept us working that much more. And the more we worked, the higher we got up on the charts with the Billboard. We rode the billboards, I want to say, for like a year and a half straight with one album. Cleveland, Dayton, all towards the South, Atlanta, Mississippi, Alabama, Arkansas. Everywhere you could pretty much name, they picked up on it. And they would book us for shows in Kentucky and all over the place. Lil Wayne and Baby, they used to book Top Authority for shows. We knew Lil Wayne when Lil Wayne was probably about 10 or 11 years old. We was on the road all the time with Tupac, smoking out, and we did numerous shows with Tupac. And first thing he asked us when he run up to us is, who do the beats, man? Who do the motherfucking beats? And everybody, you know, shouted out Day Low, you know what I'm saying? And that made me feel some kind of way, and I always look up to that. Pac would clear the lane for us, you know, I'm talking about, it's big stars in the place. We come in there, Top Authority come in, first thing Pac say, hey, move out the way, let Top Authority in. Tupac was crazy about Top Authority. All love with Tupac. The biggest shows to me to date that we done was Roger Troutman, E40, Outkast, 8 Ball MJG, Betty Wright, just about everybody you can name in the game. We did a show for Larry Hoover. I'm talking about 10, 12,000 GDs in a big ass old arena, Southside Chicago. When we went to California and got a chance to work with Griffey, those was real good times. Me as a producer, something I said I always wanted to do, and now we headed out to California.
Let them know where you're from. Flint town.
We recorded Rated G in the same place where they recorded The Chronic at. As soon as we got off the plane in Cali, you know, they had the weed right there, anything we wanted, so you know what went on after that. We was like little kids in Toys R Us. Hanging out in the Solar offices. We slept in Suge Knight's old office. Griffey had a lot of love for us out there. He took us to meet his mom, set us up an apartment while we recorded Rated G. So Cali was cool. The rags to riches. We had one of them kind of careers. Our music really wasn't booty shaking music. We was talking about the streets and what they was doing to us. We was talking about the system, real stuff back then. When we got on the road and traveled and went all these places, you know, they really made us feel like that. You might have a person getting out of jail or prison, been in there for 20 years, and they come out and tell you what got them through was, how much can a brother take? We have families where we was part of their family, you know. With me, I was always camera shy, you know what I'm saying? So I didn't really like being on cameras a whole bunch. So the first 2 albums was always, really I didn't want to be on the Something to Blaze 2 album cover, but you know what I'm saying? We was that tight, and you know, Gun them kind of wanted me on there, so I'm like, okay, but I wasn't really the camera limelight person like that. I was, you know, laid back. Now I do some beats and everything else, but I never was out front trying to be in the camera. So after the first 2 albums, I was like, you know, I was cool with that. And our music was always dope, but the business went left. You know what I'm saying? And when the business went left, that's what kind of killed everything. Growing up in Flint, I mean, it's cool, you know what I'm saying? We just need to change a lot of stuff, and we need to start standing stronger with each other. And I think it'll be a lot better here, because right now it's kind of like, it's too much hate here to do really anything. you know, and we need to just start standing on stronger stuff. The biggest advice I would want to give to the people coming up is just be original. Don't let your surroundings kill your dream. And I had a lot of people, you know, boy, you stupid, boy, you crazy. But with me, it wasn't nothing bigger than chasing my dream.